Hello, greetings to you. This is Melte Kaminka and Christian Family Life. I believe God has kept you and you're doing very well from wherever you are watching us from. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the feedback, the response, everything that you do to support the ministry. We thank God for you and may God richly bless you. So today is yet another wonderful time, a great day that the Lord has given us, and we are going to be blessed. I assure you, you should watch this video, you should stay with us, you should stay tuned, because your life is not going to remain the same. So we are so blessed. As you can see, I'm not alone in the studio of Christian Family Life. We have a great guest, and I believe you will see what I mean if I say we have a great guests and we are going to be blessed. Our lives are not going to remain the same. Allow me to welcome him, and he's going to introduce himself as we continue our show tonight. You're most welcome.
Thank you. My name is Richard Chibira Kadoko.
Yes.
A family therapist from Uganda.
Amen. Great. Nice to have you, Richard Chibira Kadoko. Kadoko, all the way from Uganda. He is a family therapist, and he has done this for some time, for quite some time. You can even see, even him is not a very young person. And so we're going to learn from both the experience and the life journey. And I hope our lives are not going to remain the same. So tonight, I want us to talk about something very, it's not really interesting, but it is true and real. We have it in our lives, and that's about addiction. What do we mean by addiction? What is addiction?
Addiction, many people mistake addiction for abuse.
Oh, okay.
And most people think of it as using illegal drugs and alcohol.
Exactly. That's what comes to the mind.
It's much, much bigger. There is the professional definition.
Okay.
But I have a life definition.
Wow.
From my experience, addiction can be anything a person uses as a substitute for what the body does normally to regulate itself.
Okay.
This is, your body has chemicals it produces naturally, which keep you happy. When you are sad, they bring you back. That's how life balances itself in its normal way. But when somebody starts abusing, that's when they use in excess substances to change their mood. So you're bringing something from outside to change the way you feel.
Okay.
But many go on to be addicts. Now, this is when the substance you are using or the behavior you are using takes over your life. You are now controlled by the other thing and you cannot stop.
Okay.
That's when we say you are an addict.
All right. If I get it right or correct, so naturally I'm supposed to be happy, but something has hit me down, or I am stressed about something, and some people would try to get a bottle of alcohol. Some other people would get a cigarette. Some other people would, you know, just to try and...
to balance the body, what the body would naturally do on its own.
Okay, okay. And when I do it for long, now it becomes addiction.
When you do it for long, your body stops producing those chemicals.
Oh.
And then you depend on the external to do what should be done internally.
In other words, I reach a point where I cannot live without.
You cannot live without. Actually, at that point, if we were to take it away from you, you'd have what we call withdrawal symptoms. That is, you'd shake. Some people actually vomit. Others, the tongue falls back and they choke on it and die.
Really?
It is,
Wow.
it's a bad thing. When you're taken to rehab, they have to restrain you. They put you in a bed and restrain you. They tie you onto the bed so that when that happens, much as you shake, they put something in the mouth to hold the tongue so it cannot fall back.
Wow.
Until you go through the withdrawal and your body kicks back to do what it normally
To
does.
the normal state. Oh, it's that bad. Hey, wow.
Addiction is one of those diseases. I would like to call it a disease which human beings have made.
One of the diseases that have been created by men.
Yes.
Oh,
Why I say that is that most addictions, we are wired for them in early childhood. The traumas we go through wire our brain the wrong way. So I'm using the word wire when there are no wires in your head at all. But the path the electricity goes through and the chemistry that happens in your brain is so delicate. There are things that happen to a child that will change them for good.
wow.
And most parents, we don't know. And we think we are not responsible. Because we are the ones who complain about our children when they get spoiled.
Sure.
Yet we started the chain when they were babies.
We caused it
We
without
caused
knowing.
without knowing. Later on, it grows on them because there are those who abuse alcohol and they never become addicted. There are those who have used, like the American Special Forces. Some of them have used heroin when they were in the battlefront. And when they got out of the battlefront, they just stopped. No withdrawal symptoms, nothing. Because for them at home, it was okay. The brain was under stress. Once they come back home, it stops. No more chemistry,
They continue life,
and they go.
normal life.
Yet others, it is impossible.
Okay. Well, when we talk of addictions, you know, most of us, we don't understand. We don't even know that at this level, I think I'm becoming an addict. So what are the indicators, like
When you know
the red
how
flags
to know,
and lights?
but then it is too late,
Oh,
is when you depend on that glass, on that cigarette, to function normally.
okay.
Like there's a doctor in Uganda, unfortunately passed, but he could not operate without taking alcohol. He would first take a hard liquor and in large quantity,
Wow.
and then he's stable to operate.
Okay. So in that case, you mean to say that alcohol and cigarettes are the only addictions, or
No.
there are other many things that people can be addicted
Anything.
to?
I can be addicted to sports. I can be addicted to sex. I can be addicted to reading. Like me, I'm a bookworm.
Okay.
I don't see why I should stop that addiction because people benefit from it, and I also benefit from it.
So does that mean there are some positive addictions?
It depends on the person.
Okay, explain.
Because if I use my reading books cuts out my family for a long time until I did this course, understood what was happening to me, and then I started to make adjustments
Oh,
so that I can even have time for My
the
family.
yes.
You know, you're sitting in the sitting room, the family is there, you're in a book.
Yes.
You're not paying
You're
attention.
lost in the book.
You know, no one hears you, nor do you hear them. When you want to talk, you talk with your books. So you're literally not living.
Okay.
You're not there. It's now become something that I can use because it has been there for so long. When I learned the methods to get out of it, I got out and put it where I can control it. And my wife knows. If I'm going back, she'll come and say, we need you.
Oh, yeah.
Or one of my daughters will come and say, Dad, you're absent.
Wow.
Immediately I know I'm going beyond and I come back.
Wow. Mentioning of the books, maybe to some people these days, it's not the book, but it is this.
That thing you're
gadgets.
holding,
Not only this, even
the
my
gadgets.
laptop. Yes. Help us.
Gadgets have become such a serious addiction all over the world.
Yes.
Many people do not know that gadgets cause diabetes.
They do?
Yes.
Ah, yeah. Me
When
put
you-
it down.
When you put so much of your effort into it, you forget to do certain things in your body.
Oh.
And things go wrong and you're not even aware. Some people go for as low as 3 hours of sleep in 24 hours.
Sure.
He's busy with his gadgets.
That's very true.
So it's become a big, big, big problem. America is dealing with it. China is suffering heavily. For them, they have even reached to the point of getting a child and locking them up. So you
Okay.
can be away from the gadgets. But forcing an addict off what he's doing doesn't work. He just switches the circuit to doing something else. He's sick, he needs help. There are those who are addicted to sports. There are those who are addicted to clothes. We have addicts who buy things. I don't know whether you've seen a lady who buys even what she bought yesterday.
I know. And they don't even need them. They don't even use them. Just to see them there.
No,
They look, they are happy.
the satisfaction is in the buying. Once you've bought it, you forget it, so you buy something else.
Ah, yeah.
They spend a lot of money and they don't even know it's an addiction.
Sure. Okay.
This addiction to partying, you can make anything your addiction.
So, does this addiction knows age? Like, is there an age I would reach and say, I think I've passed that stage.
No.
I would not be addicted.
No,
Whatever you do, it will not catch me.
no, it's not there.
Eh.
You can catch addiction at any stage of your life. We have somebody who started drinking at 66.
Wow.
And in 1 year, she was not capable of leaving the house because she's always drunk.
Wow. Okay.
So, age,
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. When your body chemistry goes wrong, it just goes wrong. Whenever it hits you, you'll go into addiction.
But what can we do to prevent it? Is there anything we can do?
This is where we've failed. Our cultures had a way of preventing this.
Okay.
We threw away the cultures. With all the taboos they had, which did not make sense to us, but they were preventing us from doing certain things. And then we came to a system where a parent is supposed to provide necessities and then some luxuries, and that's all the parenting you are going to do. So you pull in a teacher to come and do the rest. But the teacher also has his, her own problems. They are failing marriages at home. They had problems in childhood. But we are now burdening them with 100 or more children to deal with.
Imagine.
They're not going to parent your children.
Wow. Wow.
So we are feeding the addiction machine.
Okay, so that means it is upon us as parents to come back to come
It
back
has
to the
become
responsibility.
can I call it a crusade? My passion that if I can talk to parents and they understand what they're supposed to do in helping their children grow a brain and a heart, then we can stop the future generations from going bad.
Aye, but it's so unfortunate because some of these parents we are asking, they are already under the influence.
Yes.
And so they can't help.
Normally what I start with is asking on behalf of the parents,
Okay.
forgiveness. Then,
The parents' forgiveness.
yes, I ask on behalf of the parents who are not here, I stand in and say, forgive us.
Oh.
Then I explain what they are going through. If they can allow that information to enter, because one of the problems of an addict is denial. They delete information. Anything that is going to stop me from doing what I want, I delete it.
Okay.
I don't allow it to go into me to be processed.
Okay.
So you can have a congregation of them, talk to them, they're excited. And then when they go to sleep, they delete all the information they got because they don't need it. They don't want to process it. It is easier to continue with your bottle, with your behavior, and it's okay.
Wow. Wow, thank you so much. I hope you guys are learning as much as I'm getting. And I'd like you to help us because somebody would say, I'm drinking, it's my life. Why do you want me back? You know, but are there some consequences of addiction? I am addicted. Maybe I'm a mother or a father. Does it affect my family or it only affects my life? If I die, I die. That's okay. Concerns me.
Addiction is a society problem. Your impact is on the entire society.
How?
You harm the society.
But it's
You are
my
not
life. I have the
capable.
right to live my life the way I want.
That's what we would like to think.
And that's what we say. That's what
But
people say.
the reality is we are one spirit with God.
Okay.
And everything that comes out of God, be it plants, be it soil, be it insects, is affected by your behavior.
Okay.
I'll give a simple illustration. Growing up, I saw our local chicken. A female chicken would not allow a cock unless they have entered the owner's house.
Oh,
When they go out, then they become friends.
okay.
When we stopped doing that, they stopped. They don't. When we, adult men, started going for young children who are underage, the cocks also go for underage chicks.
Oh,
We are not isolated. We are part of everything God made. Whether I know it or I don't, I have an impact. So my addiction is not my addiction. It's going to impact everything, including the food. Now, most people will think I'm talking about the economics. No. The quality of food, how much nutrients the plant will pull to put in the food that we're going to eat is dependent on the health of the people in the area.
okay. Now, how does it directly affect the people that are in your
That
circles?
around you, you are absent.
You mentioned that you could go get
I
lost
could be in the
book.
house, but I'm not there.
Sure.
Emotionally, I'm not connecting with anyone. Two, I'm taking the resources to feed my habit. What would be food on the table is a bottle of beer. I'm spending it at the gym.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm spending it buying books. I'm spending it on data. You know, I'm spending it somewhere where I would not be putting so much resources.
Okay.
That's one. Two, because I'm not emotionally connecting with my wife or spouse, I'm not emotionally connecting with my children, their brains are going to wire wrong. Something is going to go wrong chemically in them.
Okay.
One time I had to counsel a lady. She was the boss, and I was called in to counsel the workers. But after some time, she said, can I also? I said, are you really sure you should? She said, I also have my pains.
No, okay.
So we talk. And then she breaks down, and I tell her, but you cannot break down. Though we're in a room, your workers will know you're crying. So please, hold your tears, you cry at home. It was a bit difficult, but she managed. She told me the story. I told her, you go and grieve. She grew up with an addict mother. So dad bathed them. This is a woman.
Yes, yes.
Bathed them, clothed them, took them to school. She's from UK. Dad did everything. So when you're talking about family, the only picture she has is of a dad. But the mom was always in the house, but incapable of doing anything for the children. She never cooked, never washed, never even patted them.
That's very bad.
So at work, she's very efficient, but she drives her workers mad. And they didn't know why, but after we talked, she cried, she found out her problems. She was allowed to grieve for the mom who was not there but there. She was even able to call and talk to her.
Okay.
They made peace. And life became normal even at the workplace.
Wow.
The impact of addictions are very many.
Thank you so much. So, if I realize that I have one of the, I'm already affected or I'm affecting other people, today what should I do? Is there hope?
There is
that,
hope.
We can come out
There is
of
hope.
addiction?
No human being doesn't have hope.
Okay.
We all have hope because from God, we are equipped to change anything in our life. We need someone to help give us the guidelines.
Okay.
So if you find help, somebody who understands what you're going through, somebody who will listen to you. Because the one thing your spirit wants, all of us want, the spirit wants to belong. That's why God gave us families.
Okay.
So my spirit belongs to my family, then belongs to my society, then belongs to the group, my friends, those who are intimate with me. We are intimate because our spirits mesh.
Together.
So the sense of belonging, being valued, is the first thing that changes everyone. The moment you feel you're appreciated for who you are, then you want to improve yourself.
Okay.
The strength to do that is inside you. No one can help from outside to get you out of an addiction.
Okay.
All we have to do is try to re-engineer your spirit, to seek, to get out, and be a better person. It will do it.
So it has to start with the person who is affected.
Yes. But sometimes because he's living in denial, he doesn't know he has a problem. Actually, most of them tell you, I don't have a problem, you have a problem.
I know. You're
So,
just disturbing my peace.
yes. So sometimes we organize the family
Okay.
and we make a family meeting
Okay.
where everyone says how the behavior is impacting them.
Oh, in the presence of this person who is
person.
affected.
And then we give the person an ultimatum. If you will not change, we walk away. And that's one of the worst things they can go through. Because they continue what they are doing. Always in a family where there's an addict, there's always somebody we call an enabler.
Who is that?
The person who makes it worthwhile to do what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
If my damage is such that I beat my wife, she becomes the enabler by taking the beating and always defending me in public.
Okay.
Or hiding what I've done to her,
Okay.
so people do not know. She's an enabler.
She's like supporting you to keep
Yes.
doing what you are doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it makes sense to me. She cares enough to hide me so I can continue doing what I do.
Okay.
When I'm not paying fees for the children, the wife comes
will
in
pay.
and pays it. So why do I need to change?
I see.
It's the enabler. Because in a family where you have an addict, everybody is an addict.
How?
You'll have the bad child who carries the problem of the family and acts out in public so that he draws attention away from home. They don't see his dad or his mom. They see him as the bad child. So everybody concentrates on so-and-so's child. He's done this, he's done that, he's done that. But he's responding to
What is happening
at
home?
home. There is always the good child who is always very, very quiet, but is hurting.
Oh, yeah.
There is also the other one who becomes the clone, makes everybody laugh.
Okay.
Even if somebody is dead, they'll find a joke that will make everyone laugh.
Okay. Okay.
But all of them are sick. So you don't deal with this addict and think it is done. This addict, you must deal with the whole family.
Okay.
Because if they get out of their roles, then only then can he also get out of this role.
Wow. Hey, thank you very much. So if you find yourself in addiction, I mean, it has to start with you. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the rest would support you.
If somebody, by viewing this, finds something that can help, then they need to pick on it and not allow it to be deleted. Let them seek help.
Thank you so much for that. Was wisdom. We have learned so much from you. And to our viewers, you could also reach out to us. The number will be there. And who knows, you could get help right from here. God bless you. We'll see you again.